Hello, welcome to episode 1 of Becoming the CEO of Your Life. Thanks everybody for joining us.
Yeah, welcome. Welcome. Thanks for being
Yeah,
here.
today we are going to just talk with you a little bit about who are Arthur and I, and what is this crazy couple doing, and what do we have to offer to you guys. So again, thanks so much for joining. I'm going to let Arthur start and give a little bit of background about our history.
Yeah, so Kelly and I are physical therapists, and we've been physical therapists for the past, 25 years now, Kelly.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Time flies.
time flies. And historically, we've specialized in the long-term rehabilitation of like stroke and traumatic brain injury survivors. And, over the past 6 years or so, we've really developed a passion for wellness. And so that's really caused us to branch out, not only in our practice, but in our daily lives, really learning how to optimize our own wellness. And as we've been learning this, we've realized how important this is, that everybody really ought to know how to optimize their wellness, right?
Absolutely. And through our journey as physical therapists, we have been educators. We've traveled around the United States and honestly around the world
Yeah.
educating other therapists. And we really realized that if we were onto something big of more increase in knowledge, that we could pivot and take this so that other people out there aren't looking or sifting and sorting as there is so much out in today's world, and that we could really teach them how to optimize their health, how to take their health to the next level. What are things out there that people can do? Because historically, for many of us out there growing up, it was exercise and eat right.
Yeah. And in today's world, here we are in the middle of a global pandemic, right?
Mm,
Whoever would have saw this coming?
right.
So, so many people now are really taking their health and their wellness far more seriously than ever before. And it is important to really understand, what can you do to optimize how your body is functioning, to optimize your health span.
Truly. So we are going to be talking about things about biohacking, right? Taking control of your own biology. Because would you guys not agree that for the history of time, we've just kind of thought your health would be the fate of your families, your parents, your grandparents, whatever that may be?
Yeah.
But honestly, I mean, how many of you guys out there have taken some genetic testing, maybe, 23andMe or any of those? But then you might be asking yourself, well, what do I even do with the
Yeah. What
results
do I do
of
with
it?
this?
Right? Well, where science has gone, and this is what gets Arthur and I just so excited, is the science now is actually sharing that we can change how those genes in your body are being expressed. Literally. You hear everybody talking about like lifestyle and environment,
Hmm.
but it goes way beyond to absolutely, we're going to be talking about lifestyle environment. But what are all the other things from a health and from a life perspective that can truly make our bodies from the inside out function the
Better.
best,
Yeah. Yeah.
better?
Those little tweaks, those little changes in what we're doing that can truly get your body working at that next level, to really, level up, as one of our friends says, right? So,
Yes.
so Kelly, why don't we share a little bit about who we are? Because I would actually say we're not like so unique and different. I think we're like a lot of people out there, right?
Oh my gosh, goodness gracious, yes. So, Arthur and I have been married 12 years, just
12
celebrated
years.
12,
Yeah.
and we are a blended family. So, we both brought in two beautiful children. And so, together we have
2 and 2.
four.
4.
And honestly, we've, beyond health, we've had to sift and sort through life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lots of changes in how to run a household, changes in finances, changes in stress management. I mean, I think our day and age has had some of the biggest changes in technology that we've had to lead from not having children and where technology was to today. I mean, our children are, gosh, between 15 and 22. So they outpace us a lot of the times. But together, I think as a family, creating an active lifestyle, Arthur and I we love to travel. We love fitness, being outdoors.
Yeah. So, guys, like a lot of people out there, we've been through divorces. We get it. We've understood that, and we've chosen to rebuild a life together. Um, you know, as a byproduct of all of that, we've suffered some financial hardships. I've gone through a personal bankruptcy, you know, and it certainly isn't anything I would wish on anybody: divorce or bankruptcy, or losing a home or anything like that. But in our lifetimes, there have been catastrophic events, not only personally, but on national and now global levels, that have led people down really, really hard roads. And what we've realized is that we can take control of how those outcomes will play out. We can have a greater impact on the joy we're having in our lives. And as a result, the results and the outcomes and the consequences of what comes before that, right, Kelly?
Oh my gosh, so much. And Arthur kind of alluded earlier that we started this 6 years ago, but I'll even back us up because my father passed at the age of 69 of cancer, and there was no cancer in the family. And he didn't lead a life that might lead him down that road to cancer. So I went on the quest to find out, is there something I can do to keep my health up, because I want to be around for when my kids one day have kids and we
Hmm.
become grandparents. And so
May
in
it be a
that,
while.
let's hope it's a while. But in that, I realized that how much our environment plays, right? And so we're looking at the air, the EMFs, our household cleaners, toxins,
Hmm.
chemicals. I started really looking at what am I doing for health in terms of the food and the family, the food I'm, feeding the family. And um, even things like in my day, I think especially as a busy mom and a working busy mom, and I have a couple different jobs that I do, but it became kind of the badge of busyness, this badge of honor. It was like, oh my God, I'm just so busy. I'm so busy. How do you make it? How do you shuffle the kids? How do you do this? How
I
do you get
must be
dinner on the
doing so
table?
well because I'm so busy,
Because I'm
right?
so busy. And honestly, busy is the death of us. It kills and robs the joy of us. I really
Yeah.
realized. And so in understanding that we can control our genes and we can control our health, also I realized that health is something to be enjoyed and lived in life every single day. And people started asking me, Kelly, what are you doing? You're like vibrant and you're energetic and how do you manage everything in your life? And so the more and more people asked, I'm like, maybe I need to share. Maybe there's things out there that I can help either families struggling in health, struggling in their relationships, struggling that they just want like long-term vibrancy and joy.
Yeah. And for me, Kelly, I've recognized that I think there's a lot of guys out there. I mean, here I am, 52 years old. I've been in my career for 25 years, so I'm now probably closer to the end of it than I was to the beginning of it, right? But there's more things to life beyond just my career, and there's this huge epiphany and realization of how do I plan and organize for that next phase in life. And I think there's probably a lot of men, a lot of women out there thinking along those same lines of how do I plan for the future? How do I plan for retirement? Okay, so I'm getting this health thing in order and I'm optimizing my body. And so I'm going to have a bigger health span. And maybe as a result, I'm going to have a longer lifespan. But how do I afford that longer lifespan? So, that whole aspect of the financial side of life has become very impactful to me and important to me. And I look forward to sharing more of what I'm learning in my journey on this with others, and hopefully that I can provide a positive impact or useful information to you guys out there too.
Oh my gosh. So let me ask you this, of all the households, talking about busy, who out there is a little bit kind of like, I don't know, type A, getting everything done and making sure it's organized and perfect. And what I'm also realizing is some of that is leading us to so many things in health today. And I've had so many friends be affected by anything from autoimmune to cancer to children with, issues. And so that's the other thing that Arthur and I have really wanted to dig deep into is there's actually a lot of small things through biohacking, hacking our health, hacking our life, that if you can implement a few small changes, the actual cascade or profound effect that may really change in your life. So we're here as like this vehicle, right? Of bringing you the best of what we've learned, of what we've navigated. And some of it you're going to take and go, oh my God, I've been looking, this is perfect. It fits for me. Or a new book that you're like, oh, this book that Kelly and Arthur shared with me is life-changing. It's amazing. Or maybe it's just some little habit that you implement in your life that you thought was it was just so big. You couldn't see how to do it. It was so big in your mind, but honestly, we'll teach you how to do it and implement it. And it's easier than you think.
And we'll teach you what we've learned. But at the same time, I'm ready to tell you, and I'll readily admit that I'm not the expert in some of these areas. Kelly's not the expert in some of these areas. We are on a journey of learning ourselves. And we're going to, if you want to, we're going to bring you on this journey with us.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And we're going to bring friends and new guests onto the podcast with us. And we're going to be learning right there with you and asking those questions and trying to figure out, how do we live that best life ever, right?
Oh my gosh. So let me ask you guys, as you're thinking of aging and you think of somebody maybe in their 80s, what does that look like? What do they look like? What does their life look like to you? Maybe somebody in a wheelchair, maybe that somebody needs assistance in walking, maybe somebody that needs care in a certain way. What is that 80-year-old painted picture that you see so vividly? So now I want you to wipe that slate clean, okay? Because age is just a number.
Yeah.
If we can keep ourselves at a cellular level, physically, mentally healthy aspects of our relationships, our community, how we're sleeping, how we're being mindful, what we're eating, how we're exercising, if we can be, really bring all that in together, we can have this health span well into our 80s and 90s. It doesn't
Maybe
mean
beyond.
that you're a victim of this old age and however long you want to live, right? I mean, people are out there talking that people are going to live well into their 120s, 30s, maybe 150. I mean, it could be crazy. I'm not saying I will or I want to, but we do want to live the most vibrant, healthy, joyful, heartfelt, mobility life
existence for as long as possible, right?
As long as possible. And today I know we can do it.
Yeah.
So just like Arthur said, we're going to be learning this just journey with you. We're going to be bringing in experts so that we can share our experiences and stories that we've had, what some friends and colleagues have had. But on top of it, we're going to bring in top experts to teach you things that are new. Because if we're not learning, right? They say you're dying. So guess what? We better be learning out there. So we hope to bring this podcast to share again what we've learned, keep us on this journey of learning.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. It's going to be really, really exciting. And hopefully as we move forward and as we continue to learn, if you don't have one already, you can develop truly what you believe is your purpose in life, because it's that purpose, it's that drive, it's that, joie de vivre, that joy of life that is going to keep you motivated to reaching for the highest levels of vibrancy and that best life possible for as long as possible.
Oh, I love it, Arthur. Yeah, that burning desire deep in your belly, right? That gets you up every day. So exciting. Hey, listen, I also want to challenge you. If you have topics out there that you're questioning or you're like, I don't know about this. What about this? Hey, give us some suggestions. We'd be happy to speak on it on behalf of us or other people's experiences, or bring you experts on topics that you want to hear about.
If it's something we don't know about, let's go investigate it together. Let's learn.
Let's go investigate together, because it is a difficult world out there of sifting and sorting what's gimmicky, what's real, what's science, what's helpful, and maybe what's helpful for you might not be helpful for somebody else. But our job is to put it out there and educate and let you guys become that CEO of your own health, your own life, ultimately, and make the right decisions for you versus just life's happening to me, right? Life's going to happen for you. What life do you want to create?
That's right. So I think with that, we're going to say so long for now, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Blessings, everyone.
Take care.